YouTube, another video coming at you from Redskins Rant. Hail to the Redskins. I'm doing a very unique video today. In case you didn't see my last video, I've been doing a lot of mock drafts to kind of get a gauge on where certain targets the Redskins are going to get, where they're going to land, so to speak. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm doing a draft from every website that I am aware of where I can do a mock draft, because every website has guys ranked differently. So I'm going to do one from every single one to see a roundabout what the Redskins can get where. Now, I usually use first dash pick, which is the one right here that I have up. There's one from draftnetwork.com. I haven't started it yet. I have one from Fanspeak. Some of these you can do trade down, some of you can't. And then this one is the NFL Draft Database, which is actually a new one I've never tried before, but you're going to see it today. So here's what the Redskins need to do in the draft for sure. Chase Young needs to be the second overall pick. The only two ways in which the Redskins don't take that pick. One, let's say the Bengals take Chase Young. The Bengals take Chase Young, and the Redskins don't get Chase Young. So then we trade down that pick. We trade that pick for a King's ransom because someone wants to come up and get Joe Burrow or even Tua. So that's the one scenario. The second scenario is, let's say there's enough buzz with Tua that the Redskins start, putting out there that they're contemplating trading with the Dolphins, and then we get a call from the Lions saying, hey, we want to get a quarterback. We don't want you to trade with the Dolphins. We want you to trade with us. We'll swap you picks and give you a second and a third so that we can get our quarterback. I would take that pick. I think drafting or getting a second and a third is better than getting two firsts because of how good Chase Young is. So I would take that pick. There's only two scenarios in which we don't draft Chase Young at number 2. And I mean that's just me as a GM. That's the only scenarios that I would consider. But regardless of that, so what else do we need? The Redskins need two positions they have to get in this draft. Tight end I think is the number one position, and here's why it's number one. None of the tight ends on our roster right now are good. They are not very good at all. They're not. I don't think they're talented. I think we have Jeremy Sprinkle, who's adequate. Hodges or Henches isn't bad. He had some decent games for us last year, but he did not have a lot of yards. And the two tight ends we signed, one is a project. He's big, but he's a project, and the other one gets injured way too much. So we have no one that's really reliable in the receiving aspect. We need to get a good receiving tight end that can at least be adequate enough to play. And I think we should draft two tight ends, to be honest, because I think that's how bare the cupboard is when it comes to our tight end talent. Receiver, I think we need to draft a big possession receiver with go up and get it capability this year. Offensive tackle, we can kind of avoid this year if we have to. I'm not saying we should. I'm not saying if we have to. Here's why. If you look at the free agent market right now, there are still plenty of guys available that we can sign. We can get Greg Robinson for 3 years, 3 to 4 years, with a decent contract. I'm curious what he made last year. But he's available. We can get Jason Peters for 1 year, and we can worry about drafting an offensive tackle early in the round next year. And if we pay Greg Robinson close to what he made last year, like $6.5 million, I would be okay with paying that for 2 more years to make sure that we have the left side of the offensive line secured. And again, eventually we're still going to trade Trent Williams. As much as everyone and their mother would love to know this, I would love to know what we get for him. That way it can kind of give me a better idea of what we can draft, how we can draft, who we can draft, so on and so forth. But again, Greg Robinson's an option. Jason Peters is an option. I think what they're going to do is they're going to try to draft and see if they get one that they're confident in. Jason Spriggs is an option. There's tons of options out there that we can do. We don't have to draft an offensive tackle this draft, not high draft at least. So if we don't want to do that this year, we're not screwed. We still have options out there. Not to mention we can also play Cornelius Lucas, the guy we just signed. He can play left tackle if we need to. We do have options out there. So that one's not dire. It is dire that we get a tight end. I think it's also dire that we get a receiver because, and I mentioned this in my last video, Haskins does not have a lot of weapons. And how are we going to properly gauge how good our young quarterback is if he doesn't have any weapons? Like last year, he actually did pretty good in the last 2 games he played, and he had no weapons available to him. He had very little weapons available to him at all. So, just saying, I don't think we can properly gauge him unless he's given the talent around him to be more successful. And again, protecting him is part of that, but I think giving him a good running game, a good receiving core, good tight ends, and having an adequate offensive line will give him a better opportunity to be successful. And he had some really good games the last 2 games of the year. He had a good game against the Eagles. He had like 300 passing yards and a couple touchdowns. And at halftime, he was at 80% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns against the Giants. I was actually at that game. He looked amazing. And when he got hurt, I felt like the team rallied around him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draft all these. One other position that I think we might need to get, but it's not dire, is cornerback. There's still cornerbacks out there on the open market, the free agency market. We've went out and got a handful of corners that we can play. We don't need to get a safety. I forgot, and everyone and their mother forgot about Jeremy Reeves. I think Jeremy Reeves might be a dark horse to start on this team. Him and Sean Davis are going to compete for the safety position. And then we have, obviously, Kendall Fuller's going to start. We didn't just pay him $10 million to sit on the bench. Okay? Then you're going to have Fabian Monroe and Ronald Darby competing for that other spot. And heck, maybe Jimmy Moreland can compete too. But I think Jimmy Moreland's better in the slot. I think he's a better slot coverer than he is on the edge. But Fabian Monroe and Darby are going to compete at the other spot. And then we don't have to worry about linebacking core. I think we're set. I think we're set at middle. Think about this. If we started right now, if we just didn't even draft Chase Young, this is how good Chase Young is going to make us. Right now, if we started defense, our defensive front four is solid. We can draft Jonathan. We have Jonathan Allen to play defensive end, Payne and Ioannidis up the middle. Okay. Then we have Montez Sweat defensive end. Outside linebacker, actually you can play Kerrigan and Sweat and they can rotate. Or you can start Kerrigan and put Sweat at outside linebacker. Yeah, Ryan Anderson at outside linebacker. You have options there. And then middle linebacker, you have Bostic, you have Reuben Foster, you have Cole Holcomb, which I still think Cole Holcomb's going to do well. He might actually be converted to outside linebacker this year. I'm not sure because he'll be more covering. He'll be covering more, and he's actually really good at covering. So if we didn't even draft Chase Young right now, that's what we have on our defense. So it just gives us more more options. So if we didn't even draft Chase Young, we're going to have a decent defensive line in front seven. With him, it's a top 5 defense. It's a top 5 defense because you can get to the quarterback so fast with him and Sweat and Ioannidis and Payne, or you're going to have Payne and Jonathan Allen up the middle. They're going to bog up those offensive lines. There's just going to be no room to run the football. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. Like I said, the only position we might need is corner. And then get some offensive line talent late. So that's what I'm going for. So first pick, and I will redo this if Chase Young is not available, because that's what I'm playing. I'm playing as realistic as possible. That and I actually have a lot of. Let's look at that real quick. I just want to look and show you what's available. A lot of teams, like this one right here, would be the one I go for. I wouldn't mind that one because you get stuff next year. So that's 3 first-round picks for our pick right now. This is 2 in a second. I'd probably take that one because it'd help us right now. But we would miss out on a lot of talent doing that. So that's the only issue I'd have with that is we miss out on a lot of talent doing that. This one isn't too bad, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to take defensive end, Chase Young, and we're going to see how the draft will play out. Now, I've been toying around with a bunch of drafts. And what I've been doing, this is I think what the Redskins will do. I'm not going to do it in this video. Just hear me out. I think the Redskins are going to trade down. Like, look at the type of picks we're getting. Now, is this realistic? I don't know. But let's say the Redskins can trade down from one of these picks. So let's say right now, let's say I traded this pick to the Dolphins for their 6th pick. That gives me another 4th-round pick. It's right before so I have 2 back-to-back picks. But then I can also trade down that 6th pick and potentially get another 3rd-round pick. Okay? I'm just gonna. I wish I could branch off and show you the outcome of this, but I'm not going to. So I'm just going to show you, okay, I am going to do it. You know what? What the hell? Why not? So let's say we trade the pick. Okay? We trade the pick, and now what else do we get? We can trade down to the 23rd pick and get another 3rd rounder. Okay? So I'm actually gonna take that, and I'll show you why. So a lot of mock drafts I have done. So we're gonna skip ahead. There's certain talent I've been looking for. One talented player that I believe is available at this moment is Antonio Gandy Golden. He is a 6'4" receiver, 230 pounds, is a big receiver, and he has go up and get it capability. He's talent. He's very talented. So I want to draft him there, and that's about where he's going to fall. Okay, and if after doing enough of these drafts, I've seen that at 34 we can get an offensive tackle, and then we can address our tight end position. Offensive tackle, I've seen this guy fall to us a dozen times. If we got our pick, the second pick, we can get someone like Niang, Niang from TCU. But Alex Taylor has fallen to us a dozen times in this draft. So it's either going to be him, or I also would not hate drafting Jack Driscoll. But I'm going to take Alex Taylor at this position. He falls right in our laps. He would be a good guy to get because he can actually, I think he could end up playing this year if we needed him to. I think he's talented enough we could play him. We could play him at the right tackle to replace Morgan Moses right now, and then we can move him over to left tackle next year if we needed to. Okay? So now we have Chase Young drafted. We have a receiver. We have an offensive tackle. There's still dozens of guys to get. There's tight ends galore. There's tons of tight ends we can draft. Ton of them with talent, so I'm not going to draft tight end just yet. Now, there's a player that I've been looking. He's been falling into the Redskins' lap. He's not available in this draft, but okay. So I'm not going to draft him. But I've actually liked Zach Moss. I think he reminds me a lot of Alfred Morris. So because of that, I'm going to look at offensive guard, see if anything falls in our lap there. We actually can get an offensive guard if we want to. But I'm going to stick with what my plan was. Initially, I was going to draft Moss there and then use the next couple picks to get tight ends and more offensive line play. But I'm going to go for, let's see what cornerbacks are available. Usually cornerbacks don't have that many available right now. If the kid from Virginia was here, I might consider it, but I'm not going to get a cornerback. I will because there's going to be plenty of tight ends available. We're at pick 2. I'm going to take a tight end. I got to. So a lot of people like Troutman. I like Albert Akowibunam. He played at a better school than Dayton. That's who I'm going to take. But right here, look, if you see the options, if you believe we could take someone else here, by all means, we could take someone else here if you wanted to. Okay. Honestly, though, here's what I'm going to do: is I'm going to show you like the power of a trade back. So I'm going to trade back to draft pick number. Do we have any 6th-round picks? We don't. So I could trade back to 21 and get another 4th and a 6th. I'm going to just trade with Denver right now and get 2 4ths. So I can trade. Okay, there we go. Now we're at tight end. Okay, didn't make the decision any easier. Let's see if there's cornerbacks available. If any day 2 quarterbacks, I'll drop the cornerback here because there's tons of tight ends available. Now, like I said, in this draft, they're available. In other drafts, they have not been available. They've been following a lot sooner because I think this website just undervalues the tight end position. Okay, and see, I moved down a couple picks, and a lot of the tight ends that I was looking at are not available. A lot of them were just drafted. So Harrison Bryant, not bad. If you just disagree with the fact that we should have just taken one a little sooner, then more power to you. Okay, I'm going to go look at tight end one more time because I think Thaddeus Moss is still there, so I'm going to leave that. And that's why I think we're going to get 2 tight ends because a lot of websites have Thaddeus Moss fall into like the late 170s, into the 170 aspect. Now guard, I've seen a couple guards that have been falling here. There's a kid from LSU right here, Charles. I can't pronounce his first name. Sean Pollard is another option. What I also like to do here is look at best available. So if you know you can get, we know we can get tight ends. We know we can get another one. Best available, what's the best running back or receiver or anything available right now? All it's showing up is like wide receivers. So I don't think we need another wide receiver. However, I do think it would behoove us to get another running back. So he's a local guy. He's fallen out of the day 2. We're in day 3 right now, so this is a steal at this moment. and that is to get, and we have the next pick. So I wasn't losing anything by doing that. Offensive guard, I'm not going to get an offensive guard at the moment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to tight end, and I'm going to go and secure up Thaddeus Moss and make sure that we have 2 tight ends. Now again, this, like I said, this is not, this is, I don't think it's realistic, but it's not realistic, but semi-realistic, so on and so forth. And here's a receiver that fell, so I'm going to draft him right now. Gabriel Davis. He is a good receiver. He is very underrated on this website. So this is why I said I'm doing multiple different ones. We're 15 minutes in, and I'm almost done with this draft. Is Gabriel Davis is not going to fall to the 5th round. If he does, then we should take him in the 4th before that happens. But this website has different values based on fan voting and rankings and things like that. So I'm just going to make sure I grab a couple depth pieces. We're in the 5th round now. I'm not going to draft I might draft a quarterback, see what's available. I don't think anything special will be available. The Colorado State quarterback I actually like. I'm not going to lie. I actually really like him. He's a B. I've reached a little bit. There's one player, if he's available, I'm going to get him. Because I know he's versatile, and he's not available. Dang it. Oh well. Probably should have done that with this pick right here. But I know he's versatile. He can play either or. But I'm going to draft this guy right here, Vontae Taylor. Mainly because he's versatile. He can play either position. And the last pick, I've already drafted running back. Let's see if I don't think there's any linebackers that are available that are good. But I'll take I'll just take the guy from Virginia. And I'll complete the draft. So like I said, a lot of guys, you can kind of see where they were, where they're falling. Around between the 3rd, I've noticed this, between like late 3rd and early 4th is when a lot of those tight ends will still be available. As you saw, instead I took a high-end cornerback because I knew that some people were going to complain if I don't get a quarterback. I don't think we need a cornerback, but I just wanted to show you that there are some available that we could get. But you saw that if between like early to the mid-4th, we can still get high-level tight ends. And even late 4th, we got two late 4th, middle to late 4th tight ends, and we're not gonna. The cupboard won't be bare. Harrison Bryant is a good tight end, and Thaddeus Moss is a freak athlete. He's actually a really good blocker, and I don't know if everyone knows this or not. He's the son of Randy Moss. So, and then we got two wide receivers that are really on my board. Antonio Gandy Golden I think, is the godsend that we need, and then Gabriel Davis will be a good rotational piece. He'll fight to make the team. And then other pieces here are just like, they're just depth. Running back, we can always use a running back. As much as our running backs get injured, we're never going to not need a running back. So that's the first one. Now I'm going to go to do this one. Now I'm going to try to get this to go as fast as humanly possible. This website kind of goes slow, so I'm going to try to speed it up. But here we go. So start the draft. I have the ability to trade on this one. I'm not going to. I'm going to just straight up draft whatever's available at the time. Now, this one's nice because they give you rankings on like positions. So I'm going to talk a little bit while because I don't have a pick for until the 3rd round in this one. So again, we know what we're looking for. We saw the last draft where guys fell, about where they're available. Like I said, each website ranks guys differently. So if you look at the ranking of Thaddeus Moss on this website, it's different than Thaddeus Moss on the last website. I'm not going to trade in this one just to show you like where guys will fall. So here we are. We are in, let's go offensive tackle. So we're at the 6-6 pick. So like I said, the kid from Auburn, Juan Diego. We have the kid from a couple guys here. Where's the guy at St. John's? He's not bad. But a lot of our Alex Taylor, see how low they rank him in this one? We could legit get Alex Taylor way lower in the draft. They have him way lower in this draft pick, in this ranking. So we don't have to get him right now. And we can go wide receiver and see how low they rank Antonio Gandy Golden. So there's a ton of different players that they don't rank high in this draft. Right now, they rank tight ends. There's tight ends ranked higher in this one than they're in the other one. So given that it'd be a reach for those other 2 players, I'm going to just draft I wish it'd tell us the number. I actually have a picture of the number of our draft pick. Give me 1 second. I took it the other day. So I can tell when about we need to pick up somebody or else we could lose out on them. Let me look real quick. Okay. So without trade downs, okay, so 66. The next pick is 126. You know what? I'm not going to trade. I said I wasn't. I'm not going to trade. If I go offensive tackle, I can get a pretty decent one right here. And we've seen that there's decent tight ends available as well. So I'm going to go offensive tackle, go best available, Prince Tiga Manugo, whatever his name is. Draft him. And we're going to see what happens next. So we can look at our picks. Offensive tackle. Like I said, I've voiced my opinion. I don't think offensive tackle needs to be our priority. We need to get weapons for our young quarterback. We can still sign guys to protect our quarterback. But that needs to be our priority, is to do that. Okay, so now let's go to wide receiver. Where is Antonio Gandy Golden? He's 175 on this. We're at 126 is our pick. Or 108, I'm sorry. All right, pick 108. So we need to either get a tight end, which there's tight ends available. We can reach for Thaddeus Moss right now, which if you watch the last one, Thaddeus Moss was not ranked higher than Albert Akinabunum. But I'm going to go for Thaddeus Moss right now. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to look for running back. Zach Moss will fall right in our laps. I'm going to go with Zach Moss. That's a running back that I really wanted to grab. And how much until our next 108, 142. Okay. Now that might be the one pick that I want to disagree with me about. I'll say, okay, so we could probably still go one more pick because we have 162 and we can get Charles Golden Gandy, tight end. Tight end, we have options at tight end. We can still get Harrison Bryant. He'll fall into our lap. I think we should just take Harrison Bryant right here. Is it more likely we? Okay, well I'm just gonna do it. Harrison Bryant. Now the real question is, will the guy I want be available next pick? Antonio Gandy Golden is available, so I'm going to take Antonio Gandy Golden. So looking at our picks right now, this is what we've drafted. Now, if you wanted a better tight end, you could just not draft Zach Moss. We had three guys available at that point. We could have drafted them. It's just really up to you. And this is why, again, I think we should trade down. It guarantees that we get more picks within this range of when these guys will be available. What pick am I going to right now? 216. So and these are like weapons I can play right now. That's why I like this so much. Is if we didn't go with Prince, offensive tackle out of Auburn, we could have gone with a trade down and accumulated more picks in here to grab another tight end, another receiver, whatever the case may be. So let's see what's available. We don't need. We could use another offensive offensive. See, like right now, Zach Taylor. We could probably draft him right now, and that would give us another offensive tackle. And then the last pick would have to be a tight end, but I don't know if any good tight ends would be available. Let's look at receiver real quick. Receiver. At this point in the last draft, the one receiver that what's his name? Gabriel Davis was available, and he's not in this draft. So, like I said, this is creating a pattern of what's going to be available when. So offensive tackle, I still think we could actually draft Cal Throckmorton. Wouldn't be bad either. I'm going to take the gamble, and I'm going to just draft another tight end right now. We have Jordan Pickney, Jacob Breland. That's a huge passing offense. I'm going to go with Vanderbilt though. I just have a little bit more faith. He's in the SEC. Actually, Steven Sullivan would be. I'm going to go with that one. It's another tight end, and then we're going to go with offensive tackle. Don't you dare draft my guy. I drafted my guy. Shoot. So, should have done that. Should have done the other option. What's the best available right now? I'll just take best available. I don't want to get another offensive lineman. I'm not. Wide receiver, I'll take a cornerback. If AJ Green's available that late in the draft, yeah, I'll take that. That's a really good time to draft that player. So that'll finish off this one. This kind of freezes when you get to this point because guys aren't rated as much. So that's that pick. Let's go to this one. So now we're 24 minutes in. We've done 2 drafts. So I hope what you're kind of understanding what I'm going for with this is I want to kind of show like where the trend is on to where guys are going to fall. So that would help the Redskins do a couple things. Either A, we're going to figure out if we want to trade down, where we need to trade down, where we need to get picks to kind of grab guys. Select difficulty. I'm going to just do classic. I don't know how they like make the difficulty. I think maybe they don't put the number next to them. Okay, Redskins are up. Chase Young, drafted, done. Okay, so I'll let that play out. So we can look at all these and see like kind of some patterns on what's available. Like this one, Gandy Golden fell to 20. I got him at 20, the 23rd pick in the 3rd round. On this one, let me just use my picks. I got him a little bit later, so there's a huge discrepancy there onto where he's going to fall. The 23rd pick, which one would that be? What number would that be? You can view down here, view all picks. 23rd pick in the 3rd round is 23rd pick, 23rd pick is 87. So you have a huge difference between 87 and 87 and 162. That's a huge difference. I don't think he's going to fall that far. Next round. We don't have anything in the 2nd round, so let that play out. I hope we get a 2nd round. I hope we can trade a 2nd round for Trent. I really do. Offensive tackle. So we got that, and well, we didn't get that in both drafts. So we got an offensive tackle that's starter caliber in both drafts. Cornerback. I don't hate the cornerback we got. Harrison Bryant. We've got in both drafts, right? Yeah. And we've also got in the 2nd tight end Thaddeus Moss, and then this one we had Jared Pickney. Not a bad option. Okay. Next. Like I said, this one doesn't allow me to trade, so I don't even have the option. So let's look at what's available. Wide receiver. So this one values Gandy Golden at 145. This one right here valued him at about 175. So we can wait to get him. Tight ends, they're valued a lot higher on this website. I'm at pick 66, and an offensive tackle. What offensive tackles are available? Alex Taylor, like I said, lower value. So right now, based on this, it says I should get a tight end. So I'm going to go with the best available tight end right now. This isn't my opinion. I think Albert Akadobunam is a little bit better, but he played at a bigger school. We played in a bigger conference, but I digress. So now we got to wait. Again, we can't trade down on this website unless you want to pay the money to trade down. You can't trade down. So I paid it before, but I didn't renew my membership. So we're letting this play out. So we're getting a pretty decent trend as to where the top tight ends are going to fall. And then we have one more that I've never used before, so I'm excited to see how that one works out. Okay, so now we're in the 4th. We have kind of, I'm on the clock, okay. So we already got tight end, so wide receiver. And what number are we at? We're at 108. Offensive tackle. Wide receiver. Offensive tackle. I'm going to go with the wide receiver. I want to make sure we get our guy. I think it might be, according to this website, it's a little bit of a reach for him right there. We're going to have another pick. We have 2 4th-round picks. So we're going to have another pick. So hopefully the offensive tackle that we're looking for is available. I think we're coming up on our pick here in a minute. It's in the 40s. Oh, please let our guy be there. On the clock, thank goodness. Alex Taylor, done. 4th round. He's a 4th rounder. He's going to be a solid player for 4th. If we can get him in the 4th round, I'm tickled pink, and we have a 5th round pick. Now we got to decide we want in the 5th round. So every draft this is the one draft where I have not got a running back. If Zach Moss falls to us in the 5th, he's gone. Okay, never mind. If he fell to us in the 5th, I'm like, I'm taking him. That'd be a godsend to be able to end up with a running back of that talent fall to us. So we're on the clock. So what do we have available to us? We don't need another receiver, although I want to look and see if Gabriel Davis is still available. I don't think he is. Gabriel Davis, unless they have him really low ranked. I don't think he's not low ranked. Okay. All right, so I thought. Tight end. We can get another tight end. That's an option that I'm pondering, I'm considering. But again, a lot of these it looks like we're reaching for. Offensive tackle, offensive guard. Offensive guard seems like the best route to go right now because there's a lot of guys available right here. Center. We have a center. We have a center, and we have a backup center. So we don't really need to draft another center. We don't need a D-line. We already got an edge rusher. Linebacker. Cornerback. What is available cornerback? I know DeMarcus ACX is pretty talented. I know that Sanford Samuels, I got him in the other draft. Tandy Bandy, or Trajan Bandy, my bad. I really butchered his name there. I think I'm going to go with offensive. I think I'm going to go with the tight end. Even though it's a slight reach, I'd rather get the tight end we want than just settle for another player. Like I said, offensive tackle is not the biggest need we have. The offensive tackle position, we could literally go in free agency and get. So, waiting this to play out. We don't have a 6th round pick, so it's kind of okay. So next round, we don't have anything in the 6th round. So hopefully this blitzes. Hurry up. Cornerback. It says that's what I need is cornerback. So I guess I'll get a cornerback. Hopefully some of these guys fall. Some of these guys fall when available to us. I did not draft a quarterback. I may do that in the 7th round just to have the depth, but I don't need. Redskins really don't need to draft a quarterback. We're not in the 7th round yet. There's a handful of guys here that I would still draft and give them a chance to be on the team. Okay, 6th round or 7th round. We're on the clock. Cornerback. James Pierre. Do I want to go James Pierre? Don't want to go. I like Tandy a little better, but I'll go James Pierre. He's higher ranked for a reason. And then we should have one more pick. And with that pick, we're going to draft an offensive lineman. Maybe we'll draft. We'll see if there's any gems that have fallen. Running back. Oh, we can get a running back out of Kent State. I like those running backs. We can get another cornerback if we wanted to. I'll get a running back. What the heck? We haven't drafted one yet, and we're gonna need it. We're gonna need a running back. That's just the way it plays out. Redskins always need to draft a running back because there's always injuries to running backs. A little surprised that Mikael Perrine is actually. So let's look at some of the talent that's on here. Like for example, Shareem Carter, I would give him a contract for for an undrafted rookie. I give him an undrafted rookie. Darius Anderson, I give a chance. I just got drafted. Never mind. Yeah, there's a couple guys that may fall out of that option. So the Redskins draft assessment. We got an offensive tackle. We got a wide receiver. We got 2 tight ends. We got 2 tight ends. We got an edge rusher. We did not get a linebacker, center, or guard. We don't need those. We have guys right now, and if we draft anyone, we're just going to end up cutting them from the team. So I like what we have here. So then the last one we have, I've never done this one. I don't know how this one falls. Okay, so let's do draft speed is quick, manual. What type of drafts would you like to have? I guess conservative. I'm not going to be trading down, so I'm not really concerned about it. Mock video, mock vid. Okay, so all right, so let's okay, so Joe Burrow's drafted, Redskins draft. Chase Young. So it does show us that there's a handful of guys available. It shows us the number, the ranked, offensive tackle. Drops offensive tackle very quickly. Okay. So, so Prince, Tino, Winago, whatever his name is available. He's been consistently available, but it's a reach for him to get him right now. Tight end. It would still be a reach to get Hunter Henry or Hunter Bryant. It'd be a reach to get Hopkins. It'd be a reach to get Thaddeus. See, they have the tight ends ranked a little bit lower. So wide receiver. Where do they have my guy ranked? Okay. So, I'm going to try to roll the dice here. Our next pick would be, let me look at that real quick. Our next pick would be 108 if we didn't trade down. I don't know if there's anyone here I'd look to draft. There's really not anyone who's superiorly standing out to me that I want to draft right here. Like I said, I can get this. Okay, so let me trade back real quick. Let me get out of that real quick. Let's see. Let me go down here to. Let's see if I can get the Raiders to trade me their 2 picks for the one I have right now. Trade. Raiders. Las Vegas Raiders. They'll get this, and I just want your 2/3 right there. Let me give you one of mine. I gave him a 1/3 right now, buddy. Let's go with these 2. No, God bless it. Okay, I'm assuming this means that they're good with the trade. Let's go a little bit lower. Am I being timed? Okay, I'm not being timed. Okay, let's go a little bit lower. So Raiders. Who else do I got? Let's go down a little bit further. Let's go down to the Browns. Let's see what the Browns will do. Trade. So Cleveland. Okay, I want for your pick and a 4th. No. What other? Okay, Colts. Let's try the Colts. Swap picks, and I want your 4th. I'll take that. Nah, hold on. Let me see if there's something better out there. I know they'll take that deal right now. So let's go with the Buccaneer or the Tampa Bay. I'm just trying to get one that works. Tampa Bay. Where's Tampa Bay? Bucks. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Is it not on the list? Can I not trade with them? Oh, Tampa Bay. There we go. So trade that. You'll get this. And I get their 4th round pick. Do I get this one too? Okay, well, I'll give you my 7th round pick. Kind of balance it. So I'll get their 76th and their 114th, and we'll swap our 5th, so I'll get 1 higher on the 5th. Move down 10 spots, get an extra 4th round. Okay. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take that pick. Okay, so now we're looking at offensive tackles. Still guy available. Tight end. Let's see. I haven't selected anyone else yet. Okay, cool. Tight end. Right at Hunter Bryant, if that's what we wanted to go with. I'm actually going to try to trade down again. I'm going to try to trade down right now with the Raiders. Actually, let's trade down with Dallas. Let's see what Dallas has available. Dallas, I'll trade you for this pick right now. So I can add a little something extra on that. I get a 7th. But I'll give you my 7th. How about I do that? Nope. Okay. Shoot. God, this is so frustrating. I can add a 7th, but I don't really want an extra 7th. I want more picks and like higher picks right now. That's the problem right now. Let's try Broncos. I don't think Broncos have much to trade, but let's try the Broncos. Actually, wow, they do. Okay. So Broncos, you'll trade me your pick right now, and I'll give you a 4th round. Or no, I'll give you a fifth. Nope. Oh no, that's not. Okay, I want this to 80. I'll give you my fifth. No. Okay, I'm just not gonna trade with them. I can totally move down to Dallas, right? God bless. I did not want to do this. I did not want to be doing trade downs. But the reason why I'm going to, because I'm not going to get the players I want, and I'm going to get players that are just best available. Okay. Not 49ers. What else we got down here? Patriots. Let's go with the Patriots. The Patriots have New England. Okay, there we go. Patriots have 87th pick. Okay. Okay, let's see here. I'll throw in a fifth. And I want one of their sixth, though. And I'll throw in one of my sevenths. Nope. They have a really weird thing where they balance out the picks here. Okay. So okay, I'm getting 2/3. So I'll do that. I'll trade down a couple more spots and get 2/3. Trade. There we go. Okay, I'm done trading. It's a headache, and I don't want to do that anymore. So what we have offense tackle wise. Still have plenty of guys available. Tight end. We're right around the area where we can pick the tight end we want without it being a reach. Running back, we can get Zach Moss. I think we're gonna go for Zach Moss. Wide receiver, we still have plenty of room to draft the receiver we want. So yes, I will go with Zach Moss right here. Draft, yes. Did not want to trade down because it's a headache, it's a hassle. My selections, and I have a bunch of picks coming up right here, and yeah, so we're gonna be able to get the guys we want. So I'm at 100 offensive tackle. I get the guy from St. John's. Alex Taylor's lower. I think I'm just gonna hold out for Alex Taylor. I'm gonna reach for Thaddeus Moss right now. Where's that receiver at? Okay, Thaddeus Moss. I'll take Thaddeus Moss. It's only it's a 5 spot reach. I think we'll get another tight end. Let me see. I have tight end, lineman, receiver. Okay, so I can get a lineman and a tight end right now. I'm at 108. I can still wait a while to get him. So I'm gonna get wide receiver. Nope, tight end. Yep, we're gonna get. Let's go with Harrison Bryant. I think this is the tight end that I want, but the problem is I don't want to trade down again. What's the best available? Let me see what's best available right now. I don't want to get quarterback. I already got. I can get a really good tight end, but I don't want to get 2 tight ends around the same time. I don't want Tyler Johnson's supposed to be a good receiver. That might be the option the Redskins go, but I don't want Tyler Johnson. The guy wants the guy I want, and I'm hell bent on that. So let me see if I can trade down just a few more spots. Let's see if I can trade down to the Jaguars pick. And I can get, let's see if it'll let me get this fourth. I'll get another fourth. I'm good with that. Okay, so offensive tackle. Offensive tackle I want still there. Tight end, we're down at 116 and 117. Wide receiver. Okay, so offensive tackle, we'll wait and get him. Tight end. I'll go with Adam Trotman seems to be the fan favorite right now. So we got the 2 tight ends that everyone wants. Offensive tackle. There's rumor that we're going to get Shadig Charles. They interviewed for him to get him in later rounds. I still want Alex Taylor, but I'm going to take him right now because he's available. And then wide receiver. Perfect timing. Landed perfectly in our lap. Exactly what I wanted. Okay, so what's best available right now? What have we not drafted yet? We drafted a running back. Let's look at what we got. Chase Young, Zach Moss, Thaddeus Moss, Trotman. Okay, so let's get some defensive players. We don't need a safety. Actually, I wouldn't mind drafting him. He would be a little bit of a reach, but he played in the XFL. I think he's got a little bit of experience. AJ Green wouldn't be bad either. I'm going to go with Kenny Robinson Jr. And this is not how I wanted to do this. I wanted to just, but the way this one has them ranked, it's just overreaching for all these players. And I'd rather just trade back, get the players I want inside O line. So I need to get a guard. That's what that means. Okay. So, what number are we at? 217. Okay, what's best available? I don't think we're gonna have anything great available. Joe Reed wouldn't be bad. Um, Wide receiver, no. Get another tight end. No, I'm not gonna get another tight end. Okay, so kicker, I'm not gonna. You don't draft kickers. That's just cardinal sin of drafting. You do not draft kickers. 217, 230. Okay, so 27. Okay. Oh God. Okay, cornerback. I already drafted cornerback. Never mind. Inside O line. I can get an O line last pick. So offensive tackle, no. Linebacker. I can get a linebacker. I can get a linebacker, and that would be a quality signing right there. That wouldn't be bad. Okay, yeah, that's not bad. I'll take him. And inside O line, on my last pick, even though it would be slightly a reach, I'll take the kid out of Clemson. If he played for Clemson, he's got to be pretty decent. That's the way I see it. Okay, save. Okay, so if we're comparing all of our drafts, okay, so what's constant here? Constant, Trace Young. Okay, two of these drafts we didn't trade. We weren't able to trade. Okay, so every one of them we got Chase Young. So we can still grab. This basically proves we can grab tons of talent without having to draft Chase Young. Okay, and a couple of these drafts we had to grab guys at certain weird positions because the way they're valued. So for example, the third round. What do we get in the third round? Antonio Gandy Golden in one draft, and in the third round in this one, none. Third round in this one didn't fall there. We had one third. We had where are we getting tight ends? Let's rephrase this. Tight ends. That was not third round. Third round here, Andy Trotman. Third round here for both Trotman and Moss. So this one has tight ends ranked a little bit higher, and then we had to get other weapons like receivers and stuff a little bit later. So two of these drafts actually got, I think two of them. Two of them I got Zach Moss. Every draft I got two tight ends. Yep, two tight ends. Every one of them I got an adequate offensive lineman. So I got Alex Taylor. I got him in like two of these drafts. Three of them actually. So I didn't get him because someone snagged him from me. But we did still get offensive weapons. So that's basically all I wanted to show you guys is that even with like three different websites, we're still able to kind of maneuver and get the guys we want. Honestly, though, the best one I think is still this one. We were able to get Chase Young. We got Moss, both the Mosses, Troutman. We got the receiver, and we were able to get a lot more depth in our defense. We had two good defensive players, and we got got a lot of good options. All these are pretty good drafts, honestly. If we drafted any one of these, I would be stoked. If the Redskins come draft day, the end of draft weekend, we're able to draft Chase Young, Adam Troutman, Antonio Gandy Golden, Alex Taylor, Thaddeus Moss, and then James Pierre, and then Joel Shaw, I would be stoked about that. I would also be stoked about this one. This one's fantastic because we got two receivers, two tight ends, two offensive linemen that are adequate. We got the defensive lineman we wanted. We got cornerbacks. We got secondary help. We got a whole bunch of talent accumulated in just one draft. This one's good. This will probably be more realistic of what we get. We probably won't get Zach Moss, and we'll probably get a tight end higher. That's probably what it will be. I happen to be sold on Zach Moss. I think he doesn't have breakaway speed, but I think he's very durable. I think he's a tough runner and he's durable. He won't blow people's doors off. He won't outrun defenses, but he'll run through defenses. And I think we need a little bit more of that compared to what we've had in the past. But some constant guys we're getting is Chase Young, okay, Antonio Golden Gandy Golden. We got him in every draft. So hopefully that's hopefully that shows that there's a trend that he's gonna land somewhere in our lap where we can get him. We also were able to draft tight ends. So in every draft, who we get? We got in this one we got Harrison Bryant, and this one we also got Harrison Bryant, and this one we got Andy Troutman, and we also got Thaddeus Moss. So it's not a bad option. This one we got Thaddeus Moss and Andy Troutman. So these two are pretty close to each other. So I hope you took out of this what I was trying to put into it. What I was trying to say is there's certain times in the draft where a lot of these guys are falling pretty consistently, and so I hope the Redskins make the attempts to trade down and get picks in these areas where they can still grab the guys they want, but also not lose out on guys that they really need. So this one there was a ton of trade downs in this one. This one here there's a ton because I just didn't see value at the pick I had where the guys I wanted were a little bit later, and that's I traded for all these picks right here were all trades. So I turned one or two picks into actual like 5 picks here. So if you have any questions, anything you want to comment on, if you have a website that I don't know about that I can do a draft on to see like how I would take it. So I could change this a lot. Like draft mode was strict, where it has to be weighed out a certain way. I could change it to like a very like conservative or really like loose, and I could have got a lot more picks here. But I'm glad it's strict because I want to make it more realistic. Even with a stricter draft policy, we still got guys we wanted in this draft. If you guys have any questions, like I said, please comment. Other than that, like, share, and subscribe. And this is Redskins Rant. Hail to the Redskins, and have a good day. See ya.